Hello, this is Warhammer here, recording very late. I am denied about doing it because I've so sore in the throat. I'm really sorry. But I decided, look, if I'm gonna have an upload schedule and I don't stick to it, why did I even make one? I may as well throw it in the bin now. So we're gonna do this. And I went forum hunting, and I thought, I picked up a Space Marine list, and I thought, oh, it's not very interesting, is it? So then I looked around and I thought, well, what lists do I know a lot about? Well, not a lot about, but I've done a bit of research, and I could talk about them. I thought, yeah, do you know what? Let's do a Dark Eldar list, because I don't think the Dark Eldar get much love even, because they don't get any love, basically. And I found a 1,500 point list, and I really, really liked it. And it's only got one reply. No, it's got hundreds. For it hasn't got hundreds, it's got 4, which is quite a lot for Dark Eldar sometimes. Well, let's get going. Okay, his HQ is an Archon with a Husk Blade, which is a Dark Eldar weapon that stayed at AP2, which I really like. I'm going to open up a Dark Eldar Codex for you guys now. Oh, while we talk about this, I would like to say that I have a Skyrim video made, and I wondered whether you would like to see it on the channel. Now, I'm not saying I've got a Skyrim video and you're going to have to see it. I'm just asking if that's something you'd be interested in, if you know what I mean. So, what do we got? We have, just going through to some Archon weaponry. The weaponry of the Archon. And we can talk about the list, and we'll talk about if I like what he's got. So, it begins with H, because it's a Husk Blade. That'd be a starting point when Genius shouting. Husk Blade. Oh yeah, it is a power weapon that is still AP2 in the Eldar book, in Dark Eldar book, and it causes instant death to a toughness test. I really, really like this weapon. It's great against the big Tyranid creatures. Anything that can cause instant death is absolutely fantastic. So we've got combat drugs. You can't go wrong with that. They give a range of different abilities, which are all quite good. He's got Soul Trap, which is an essential, and Shadow Field, which is an essential. If you don't know, Soul Trap means that when you kill a target, you double your strength, which is Dark Eldar's biggest weakness. And Shadow Field has a 2+ invulnerable save until you fail it, in which it becomes a no+ invulnerable save. I quite like it. Let's talk about what I think. I like that Archon. He's got no other HQ choices. Now, I always think that the Slickus the Serpent is someone that has to go in the army. He's so effective in every Dark Eldar list, in my opinion. He's just a better choice. In terms of this art, in this build, it's really popular, and it is a good choice. The only issue you might have is killing that first guy, because at strength 3, no matter how many attacks you have, you need that 5 to wound, and you generally struggle. So, especially against independent characters, when you're generally looking at invulnerable save, and they will kick your ass in back. So all I'm going to say is, you've just got to watch out. I'll say that, you've just got to watch out. Make sure you get the first easy kill. It sometimes helps to have a weapon on him, so he can finish off, so he can be part of a squad of warriors that kill a squad, and that gives him power from pain. Just a nice little idea. And then he gets the Furious Charge, so his strength is then average. Also, allying with Eldar can it really helps the Shadow Field. If you fortune a guy with a Shadow Field, he becomes an immortal warrior, basically. So, we then got 10 Witches for 160 points, with a Hydra Gauntlets, Shardnet and Impaler, Hecatrix, Agonizer, and Phantom Grenade Launcher. The Hecatrix is a good decision, gives you extra attack, extra leadership, I think, an extra attack. I don't know what I'm guessing, we should just check, shouldn't we? So, and you can also pay for a Hecatrix. Let's find the Witches. I haven't used this book in ages, so might take Witches here now. So, yeah, Hecatrix comes as additional attack and additional leadership. I did get that right. And he's saying take a Shardnet of Impaler, which reduces the 1 attack from each enemy model, which is quite nice. Means they're a very good close combat squad. Makes them more of a tar pit than they already were. And Hydra Gauntlets count as getting a D6 bonus for assault, which is absolutely a beautiful weapon. It's a nice little squad. That they have I'll talk about transmit in a minute. The Agonizer is absolutely fantastic. Has to go on there. It's a power weapon. Absolutely brilliant. And the Phantasmal Grenade Launcher. It's an offensive and a defensive grenade. So it takes off the charging bonus if your opponent charges you. So he's losing a lot of attacks. They're generally only ever going to get 1, unless they're very high attack creatures. And and it also means you can assault through cover. which is really, really good. So I say that's a strong squad. They've been given a Raider with flicker fields and night shields. This gets a 5 vulnerable, and enemy weapons need 6 inches more for it to be in range. This is quite nice because it gives you probably one more turn to get across the board. Because all this will be doing is flying at them. But you blow it up, then boo-hoo, who cares? It's quite a nice little unit. I don't mind it. And we've got 10 warriors, 115 with a splinter cannon and a blaster, a raider with splinter racks, flicker field, and night shields. This is a nice squad, but it could really done with input from Duke Slick as the Serpent, in my humble opinion, because having those AP3 weapons, if we're only going to have one squad in the radar, then we probably weren't doing the maximum amount of damage, and I can just see this falling a little bit short. So we got 10 guys all firing out. We'll say they hit 15 shots with the rerolls. We're only getting 7 wounds. No, against Marines, they'll fire a couple of guys, so that's not much. And when they bolt gun you back, you're really going to feel the pain. That's what they really struggle with. He's then got 3 Reaver jet bikes. Chuck them out the window. They're not doing anything for you. They're just an annoyance that the opponent will turn to in the last turn to go free kill point. Dark Eldar are so precious that you cannot afford to go, oh, that's the throwaway. Never mind, that's a chuck away. I'll throw that unit away. Completely worthless. If you're going to have them, upgrade them so they're quite decent. Have them more than 3. Don't want annoyances if you're going to be an Eldar player. You want pains, and you want things that actually have genuine power, which is something that squad is definitely lacking in, which is a shame. He's then got 10 warriors and a Dark Lance. Completely pointless. Chuck them out the army again. Just rubbish. Completely rubbish. They're not doing anything. You're paying 150 points for Dark Lance is what you're doing, because they're not going to be moving up the board, because then Dark Lance can't fire. Again, they're a free kill point in the open with 6 up with 5 up saves. Completely pointless unit that. I get rid of the Reavers and that. He's then got 9 witches with a Hecadrix, Agonizer, Phantasm Great Launcher, Shardman, Impaler. It's quite nice. Got a Raider with Flickerfield, Nitrals, and Grizzly trophies. I dropped those. Leadership's not a problem. You've got Leadership 9 in there. You're not going to be failing that too much. Plus, if they're being shot at and losing 50%, Overwatch is most likely to finish these guys off. By the way, just a quick note on the witches. Overwatch is so painful now, especially with Wall of Death. They just so hate it. It's a real struggle. He's then got 5 Scourges with 2 Heat Lancers. You know what they can go? And I'm being harsh here, but they just can. What they're going to bounce around the board, okay, with our quite short range guns and a couple of Heat Lancers that are massively underpowered. Yes, they've got Lance and Melter, but are just not. You have to be so close. 134 points. What are you planning on killing that's going to get you those points back? You see, we'll pop a Land Raider. Okay, well, you haven't killed the stuff inside it. Okay, we'll pop a vehicle. You have to get there. And that's not going to happen. Here's my Lean Rust battle tank line. Oh, here's the things that can kill him. Oh, wait. Am I going to let that get there? Of course I'm not. Drop the Reavers, the Warriors, and the Scourges is what I would say. He's then got a Razorwing Jet Fighter and a Void Raven Bomber. Absolutely fantastic. Now, what I would do is, because of the complete power of flyers, in dropping those things, I would take either one of these 2 strategies to add on. I'd either add Slick as the Serpent and basically a squad of Calabite Trueborn in a Venom and deep strike them on the board so you know your stuff's getting there and it's really going to pump out the pain. Or you could have another flyer. 3 flyers can really be painful. The idea was for his army to tar pit the big loose units, and the Raiders have Dark Lances pop vehicles. Yeah. No, that's just never going to happen. He's right there. Turbo boosting that line break is a good idea, but you're relying on having a second turn, which you can almost guarantee a second turn, I suppose. You want it, you can give it to yourself. But it's just not that great of a strategy, because he's getting first blood and Dark Eldar. You really want to go first. It's an average army list, but it's really going to struggle against anything that can camp, because you are just piling at him, and you've got no shock attack. You can't move. It's been FAQ'd and written in the rulebook. You can't move that thing more than 6 and let the Raiders fire. So you're going to be very slow. You can't fire in turn 1. They'll keep popping your vehicles. You need Slickers if you're going to play Dark Eldar to the lower bit raid and go, we are here and we are going to shoot at you. That's my personal opinion. This has been Warhammer Walton, and this has been my second in my list series. Thanks for tuning in and watching. I'm out.